Let the games begin at Ironman. Hey everybody, Walty Wanderers, buckle up, strap in. We got a hard-hitting, pull no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows, no sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Welcome to the show. I hope everybody's doing great. So Ironman, the outdoor finale is up next. Let's go ahead and jump on the Moto merry-go-round as we examine the good, the bad, and maybe even a little bit of the ugly.
No, Walty, not the ugly. Only report on rainbows and sunshine.
No way, Jose. Somebody's got to report on this stuff. My gosh, as an ex-industry insider, current whistleblower, this is what we have to do. We got to read between the lines and look between the ruts and talk about some of the things that maybe most channels out there won't touch with a 10-foot pole because they're in someone else's pocket. Insane, right? Everybody's in somebody else's pocket. That's why I love this stuff. I really don't care. I really don't care how these videos do, who I offend. I'm here to tell the truth. Now, somebody that's been around for a little while came up in the 80s, the 90s, even the 2000s, worked in the industry in the trenches. I've seen the sport evolve. And what I've currently seen it evolve into, courtesy, I want to blame a lot of this on the crisis. The crisis had a big money dump, and a lot of these Wall Street conglomerates got their hands on that and infiltrated our sport. Now, it's always been about growth. Even when I was marketing a lot of the brands and companies that I was a part of or owned, I would always pitch this very, very fact. A supercross, rather, is the second most televised motorsport, only behind NASCAR. It is big. And at the time when I was pitching that, our growth index showed us passing NASCAR. I don't think we've passed NASCAR quite yet. And I'm not sure we will, because what's happened, for lack of a better choice of words, woke. We've borderline gone woke with Moto. We're appeasing to anybody and everybody and electric bikes and this and that and politically correct. No. This is hardcore extreme sports. Dangerous daredevil stuff. You cannot spin this into cute, cuddly, soft rainbows and unicorn type of sports. It's just not there. It's not there. But they're doing their best. Now, with that out of the way, now that we've got my little soapbox sermon on what happened, what it's like, and what it's like now with the sport, we're going to break down a little bit of Ironman. We've got a couple stories. Numero uno, Kickstart Kenny in the 250 class. This was an melt the internet publicity stunt. And he's got himself in, and he's got himself in deep. He's going to go out there and potentially get embarrassed. Now, it'll be interesting to see how he handles this, because if he's the type of rider we expect, we should expect him to finish the race. But if he's back there riding around outside the top 20, do you think he just packs it in and pulls it off the track? Maybe, maybe not. I know one thing. He wants to be up there. He wants to be battling. Or let's say he gets a great start, but then he, fades back or has a little tip over. Does he pack it in? These are big question marks. We got to see where Kenny's at with this. Is this pure publicity stunt, or is the racer in him going to go ahead and race these kids? I'm cheering, and I know we all are. We want to see this guy go see how he stacks up against these young talent and some generational talent, specifically Danger Boy. Danger Boy Diggs has got all the momentum. The kid's full send. He's built like a brick house. He ain't scared of nothing. He ain't got a family at home. He's already rich. He could quit tomorrow. This guy is like the last guy you want to go up against if you're Kickstart Kenny. And that's exactly what he's fixing to do. Now, the $1 million question is, will he beat him? Can he beat him? Will he have anything for him? Now, you would have to assume he's coming in on a 250, which he hasn't ridden admittedly himself in 100 years. And the thing's way behind in development. The Star Racing Yamaha smokes every factory bike out there. You think this Kickstart Suzuki, that's probably basically a production bike with as many bolt-ons as you can throw at the thing, is going to have a chance at it? It won't. It'll need a special type of talent to make that bike getter. You'd need a Bubba. You'd need Bubba out there on that bike, because Bubba could take anything and get it around the track. Unfortunately, the way he was jumping around on bikes, he never got quite comfortable on most of them and ragdolled on punch. Kenny's more calm, cool, and calculated. I don't see him doing that, especially after already almost losing his arm. I think he's going to be a little more cautious when it comes to riding any bike, but especially that bike. But the reality is this: I personally, and we're going to go to some polling here in a second. So if you're new, subscribe, get involved, jump over to the community page, participate in the polling, leave a comment, bring your tear offs. The roost flies. We read your comments here on the show a lot, something that no other channels seem to want to do, but this show does, so because this show is about you guys. It's always the brands that I've been part of. We're always the people's choice. You know, the privateer people's choice, not these factory. No, it was punk rock, chicks, and extreme sports. That's how we got stuff done. And that's what made this sport cool. It was colorful, a lot of characters. The biggest character we have now is Danger Boy Deegs and AP. Those are and they're squeaky clean compared to what we were producing back in the early 2000s. It was gnarly, roundhousing people on the track. I mean, not to say that that's the right thing to do, but I mean, you just had a lot of characters, and the birth of freestyle came out of that. Now, freestyle is a demo show. There's no competitions to speak of. And with the birth of foam pits, I mean, it's just gotten ridiculous. Back when you had to practice your tricks without foam pits to land in, insanity, death-defying stuff. It's been softened up a little bit too, although those guys are still massively crazy. But the reality is this: Danger Boy and Kenny Boy Roczen are going to face off at Ironman. We're going to see what happens. Now, you'd have to give the nod to Danger. This is great for Danger. He's already wrapped up the championship, so he doesn't have to worry about it. This is great for Kenny because he doesn't have the excuse like, I don't want to interfere with the championship. There's no reason. The gloves are off. Other than maybe some of these guys behind Danger racing for second or third or fourth or fifth overall in the standings. Other than that, I don't think you use that as an excuse. Who cares? I'm here to race. I'm Kickstart Kenny. I made some noise. I'm trying to melt the internet. I'm here on my 250. Let's get this thing going. But I'm curious. Personally, I'm a big Danger Boy fan. And I was probably one of his biggest critics leading in this thing because I think they rushed him in a little too early. But he handled it well, and even though he cartwheeled it coming in and it looked pretty sketch that first year, he shook out the bugs, and he's killing it now. Killing it. So clearly the right choice. Whether it was the right choice, it worked. Let's just say it didn't, not necessarily the right choice, but it worked. But how many, especially as guys that have been around for a while, as much as we might respect Danger Boy, even though I'm sorry, Danger, you have a little bit of a silver spoon in your mouth. You came up into a family that was already a moto family and extremely successful and rich and already in the media spotlight. But outside of that, I respect the fighter that you've become. And I respect the authenticity that you've shown. Because a lot of these other riders, and I'm not speaking about you necessarily, the chosen one, but in an indirect way, I kind of am. You fit into the mold that they wanted you to fit into initially. I think you're trying to break out of that mold now, but initially you fit into that mold. Danger never did. He never, ever did.
Full send, baby. Full send.
You know, that's been his personality, and he hasn't been afraid to run with it. So I really respect that, but I got to say, as a guy that's watched Kenny race way more in person than I've watched Danger, I want to see Kenny come out there and beat Danger. I really, really do. That would be insanity. And one of our good friends, Fast Ride Co., give him a follow on Instagram. I rock his stuff all the time. He sends me swag. If you guys want it, I'm sure he'll hook you up with some discounts. He was like, dude, this is going to be good because Danger and Kenny, depending on, like, if Danger beats Kenny, that immediately shows right out of the gate. He's a top 5 450 rider. We could put him in the 450s at SMX, super duper. I believe Danger's a top 5 guy, easily. I think that's a really good point. Where does Danger, we got to actually ask that. Another poll will be coming. Where would Danger fit in if we put him in tomorrow in the 450 class? I think easily top 5 guy. I know a bunch of you guys say wins. And he's our best hope to basically, we got to see what kind of shape the Wonder Boy's in, the chosen one. When we get to Super Duper, is he still going to have that, like, I can just smoke you guys without even trying? Where is he at? Is his head still in it? Has he got to shake off some injury bugs now? These are the million-dollar questions that will be asked, at least on this channel, when we get to Super Duper. We got some other things to cover, Chase, Eli, but before we do, let's jump over to some polling and see what you guys are saying Would you like to see Kenny Boy Roczen, Kickstart, beat Danger Boy Deegs, Danger, at Ironman? Let's jump over to that polling, maybe read a few of your comments. Then we'll meet back here and wrap it up. Let's get started.
All right, race fans, buckle up, strap in, roll up your windows, lock your doors when asked on the Walty Wanderers community page of the YouTube channel. Do you want to see Kickstart beat Danger this weekend? 58% of you said, oh yeah, let Kickstart Kenny smoke Danger Boy. Well, 42% of you said, no way, we're Danger Boy fans. We don't want to see that. Well, let's go ahead and take a lap around some of the comments. First up out of the starting gate, Slow Rider 72 pops the clutch and stalls his bike with, would love to see Kenny beat Hayden. But in all reality, Kenny will be lucky to finish in the top 5. The regular 250 guys have a lot of momentum right now, and Kenny is coming off a not-so-stellar finish at Unadilla and has not raced much motocross lately, especially on a 250. Boom! And there it is there. Slow Rider 72 giving some real talk. Nice one, brother. Let's see who's up next. Yellow Duck pulls a tear-off, goes flying by on his RM100 and says, Degan's in danger of a kickin' from old Kickstart Kenny. Let the big dog eat. And there it is there. Can Kenny Boy, with all his skills, get that 250 to eat like a big dog? We'll have to wait and see. Thanks for the comment, brother. C-Mo Jr. goes cruising by on a PW50 and comes in with, K-Rock will run laps around stranger danger. Boom! And there it is there. Could it be true? Could it actually happen? You never know, brother. Dylan Unlimited goes flying by full of whiskey throttle with, I would like to see Kickstart lead some laps, but I doubt it. It'll be interesting either way. That's for sure, bro. This one will be interesting either way. Buckle up and strap in. Old Guy 1960 goes rolling by on his Boltaco per saying with, Kenny might think this is fun, but he'll probably find that he's going to get taken out or maybe even hurt. Not a good move. Ooh, you're right, old guy. This could be disastrous for Kickstart Kenny. Let's hope not. Last but not least, Mike Dutton crosses the finish line, lights the candles, gets a neck burn and says, Jet Lawrence, the chosen one. Couldn't even take out Degan on a 250. Are you kidding me? And there it is there. Thanks to everybody who participated. Make sure you guys jump in and read the rest. Bring your tear-offs because the roost tends to fly. Let's jump back to the studio. Wrap this thing up.
All right, friends, welcome back, and there you go. So I was actually surprised. I thought it would be a landslide. Like, oh yeah, I want Kenny Boy to smoke Danger. It was pretty close. It's definitely, most people are rooting for Kenny Boy, but it was pretty close. So that I found pretty interesting. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch. So thanks to everybody who participated. Like I said, if you're new, get subscribed, go participate in some polling. Do our best to every week have some polling going on and some bench racing going on within the polling. And you never know when you might get your comments read on the show. And I do my best. It's a lot of fun for me. So thank you guys. I appreciate that. Now, let's go ahead and move over to Beast Mode. Eli Tomac. This is Ironman. This is Colorado. This is his backyard. He's going to have some hype. They're going to hype him up. You know the television package is going to hype him up because that's their job.
SMX, Wealthy. SMX, SMX, SMX.
Anything we can spin, we're going to spin it. And this is a worthy spin because I'm personally rooting for Eli, and I know most of you are too. And he just signed his new deal with Star. He's going to compete in one more full year after this SMX for another full year of SX, MX, and SMX Super Duper to boot, if we can keep him healthy and on the track, which I hope we go. And then we're going to see him take a page at what a lot of these riders are doing now, the abbreviated season. How can I prolong my career? It's just, and he's doing World. This dude's got a full race schedule. He is stacking a cash. That is the name of the game for Eli right now. Stack as much cash as humanly possible and then plan my exit strategy. It's either going to be a job in the industry, or that dude I'm sure owns massive amounts of investment properties and stocks and bonds and who knows what else. The guy's got probably enough residual investment income. He's set for life. He doesn't have to do anything. And my suggestion is don't. Just ride off in the sunset like Villapoto. Just become obscure. Maybe be a brand ambassador just to stay close to the sport. Get some free bikes or whatever you want to do. But it'll be interesting to see what he's going to do. But I'm cheering for Eli, and I think he's got a really good chance. He wants a podium. I'd love to see him get the podium before Super Duper, but it ain't going to be easy. He's off the bike for a long time. He looked good. last weekend, but it wasn't like stellar, but he looked pretty good, I think, at least the first moto. So I'm really excited to see what Eli's going to do. Now, Chase Sexton, he's all intents and purposes, he's got this one in the bag. He's going to wrap it up the championship. It'll be interesting to see if Hunter Lawrence, this is his last chance to try to pull a 450 overall, and this has been hard on Hunter because he's sniffed that overall more than once. He's got the moto wins. He just can't get the second moto win. They say a second's as good as a first in the first motos. Hunter, I'd rather see you get a second in the first moto and a first in the second for that overall. But this could be a case where it's the ever elusive overall in the 450s. You know, we saw AP for a long time. I don't think he's got the outdoor 450 overall yet. He finally got that Supercross one, but we were really concerned there for a minute after that one that got away from him that I was afraid he's just never going to have that. And you know, that's just something every racer, if you can't win a championship or, break, records, you want at least one 450 win. It's the premier class against the best of the world. I mean, that alone, you've got that 450 overall win trophy at home once your career is over. I mean, that you can hang your hat on. To never have gotten that and been paid as a top factory rider to be basically competing for championships and to never ever find that overall, it's gonna be gnarly. And final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator, as a moto guy. I want to see you not only win on the track, off the track. Understand the waters you're swimming in now. Shark infested Ironman. Welcome to the swimming pool kickstart. Danger Boy, you guys got some work to do. Eli, you got some work to do. Chase, you got some work to do as well. Like I said, and Hunter, you guys all are in the swimming pool, and it's shark infested. And that's why Walty will have to be here to blow the lid off it every step of the way. Because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to follow me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you enjoyed this video, you're going to love the next video, and there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Don't go over the bars, and God bless, and I'll see you on the next video.